Welcome to these sessions we'll be having on SchoolBiller. SchoolBiller is an all-in-one school management software which solves the day-to-day administrative tasks in any school, be it a primary school, secondary, college, preschool. SchoolBiller will work in your environment. The presentation we have in this particular video will be an overview of the features found in SchoolBiller. SchoolBiller is a web-based application which can be accessible from any computer with an internet connection. It does also have a desktop version which works without an internet connection. The one we're going to be demonstrating will be the one that basically works with which will be a web-based application. Basically, it depends on who is actually using the system. There are two main profiles when you're actually using SchoolBiller, specifically in a Zimbabwean setting. In a school, we have the SDC and we have the SSF. Now, basically, when you log in, it determines how and what you're actually going to be able to actually work with, right? So, when you start, you will start with logging in. This is the welcome screen. On this welcome screen, when you click this item here, it will then allow you to log in. Here is where you then put the credentials of whom is actually logging in to work with the system. I'm going to log in as an STC user. It's going to give me different aspects of the system, which is actually operated from the main menu here. I also have logged in as an SSF user, which is a school. You're going to see that there is slightly different items and menus which are actually there, but basically it's quite similar. Right. Now, the first place we're actually going to start with will be registering our students. To register our students, there are different ways. You can enroll a single student. In this way, you are entering one by one items of the students like the first name, the surname, the birth certificate number, date of birth, and related items about the student. However, because normally you have many students, we are going to use the multiple and enroll multiple students feature. Under this feature, you are able to upload a list of students, right? When you upload a list of students, it allows you to then have, let's say, a class of 20 students. You enter the names of those 20 students and then you upload them from Excel, right? I've created an Excel sheet. The template, you download the template from here. You click download. It will download an Excel file, which you can actually then enter the names of those particular students. I've created a template for this demonstration and I've pre-populated about 6 students. I've got Judith Moyo, I have Judith Moyo, Tarisayo Ishira, and all these here. I'm going to import these particular students so that you actually see how they'll actually then come into the system. So to do that, I'll come here and choose file. And then it's going to show me a list of files I can select from. I'm, I'm selecting this file here. And then it will bring all those students, even if they're 100, it will bring them showing if everything is followed according to how it actually appears in the template. So these students are coming in third term 2025. This is the time of the recording. I'm actually creating this, and then I will click process enrollment. This will automatically enroll all those students. We're going to use Victor Victor Nika, and we said our class is 3 East. All the students are coming in 3 East, right? So if I'm to search for Nika, let me check again. Oh, okay. The last name was Victor, right? So I'll have to say Victor, and they say search. It will bring all those students with the surname of Victor. I can then go in that particular students to view the details of this particular student. As you can see, it shows the cell number of the parent, the address, date of birth is male, and then currently there are no other items under this particular student's profile, except that he came in third term 2025 in 3 East as a day scholar, right? Then you can have things like notes, communication, and so forth. We are going to be populating this as we actually will be going through the demonstrations. Right, so now you have a class which you can actually also view. If we come here, we can say we want to see all students in third term 2025 who are in Form 3 East. Right, we can say refresh. We're actually able to view these particular students directly here. And then we can also download for distribution in the event you need to distribute a particular file. You can download, it will show you a list of that particular students that we've got female, Moyo Ejira, and basically they're all day scholars. Let's change some of those students to become boarders. For example, we're going to change Nika and Tongai. To do that, you need to first have open the student, and then we can come to enrollment details here and change him to become a boarder. Who was our other student? Tongai. Also want Tongai. Also want Tongai to be a boarder. It's something we want to demonstrate later on. So we come to enrollment details, and then we can change him to a border. You can also, for example, let's say the student moves to north or south, you can actually do it right here. But for now, we're just changing so that they become what? Borders. So we now have two borders, and I think the other ones were at day scholars. So it's 3 East. Refresh. Right? If I'm to download that, you are going to see that these two are now borders, and they are going to be treated as borders as we are going to be doing other functionalities later on, especially when we come to financial management. Right. So we have created these particular students, and they are now in our database. We're able to do many functionalities as a class, making it actually way easier to actually deal with these particular students. Right, let me go back to Victor. Once I've actually enrolled the student, the other functionalities we can actually do to this particular student. For example, we can upload documents for this particular student. For example, let's say we want to upload the the child's ID card. We'll choose ID card, and then we'll choose, for example, the ID card, This will upload that particular document and it will stay in the cloud. At any time, we are now able to view this particular student document, be it a card, be it a birth certificate, any of those. You can actually what upload those particular documents, right? In terms of enrollment, basically your child is enrolled and is ready to what to proceed. There are different reports you can actually draw in terms of this particular reports. Things like class list detail, if you want a detailed class list. And then one thing of interest also, when you are creating your Excel file, you need to come and see the term at which your students are coming in. In this instance, I used um, oh, okay. So in this instance, I used the default in that it's when we created the initial, uh, we selected the term there, and that term then became uploaded automatically, right? And then also on the file, if student type is one, it means it's a day scholar. If student type is two, it means it's a border. And the other classifications you can actually have, which you can also add. For example, if I come to settings here and I go to student type, I can create different types of type. For example, let's say in a school you've got beam students, you've got other items, right? You can also set up things like your your communication templates, your school details, and others. But this will actually be shown at a later stage.